Hi guys, my name is Jasper. Welcome to NI Indonesia. Today we'll talk about the authenticity of the bird nest, edible bird nest. A lot of people, now this news out in the market where there's a lot of people try to make the fake or the bad quality of the bird nest. I heard some part in China, the people were caught using a pork lard to make as a bird nest, and they try to sell it with the bird nest price. So that's counted as a fake bird nest. And some people just simply offer you the bad quality of the bird nest, and they charge you for a good quality one. It actually can be very tricky part, especially for people who doesn't understand anything about bird nest, and they just simply go to the market and they trust someone, and that person just give him a hard time, and by the end of the day he just have a bad experience and probably just stay away from the bird nest forever, which is not a good thing. So here is we're going to discuss about how we tackle the fake market out there for a bird nest. First, make sure that you know which company, which person that you bought this bird nest. So for example, I have here is the company, the authenticity, the permit from Indonesian government about my company. So if you try to buy from someone who has no idea about the permit, they just simply sell the bird nest, then you might have a question mark. If there's a problem with the bird nest, how can you find this person? Can the Indonesian government give you support to find this kind of person? Or how that the quality of the bird nest, how the authenticity of the bird nest, because you don't want to buy something which is like a pork lard and you pay for a bird nest. So if the person have the permit from the Indonesian government, like you say, this is my company permit, you even have my photo here, so you know that it's true, and have the government logo and the government signature and the stamp, so you know that this is the original one. And you know, if I make something wrong, if I have sell something with a bad quality, I'll be more afraid of the government who will come and put me into jail, because the government really pay attention into the quality of the bird nest, which is almost #1 of the top export in terms of food from Indonesia to overseas. Now #2 is how we tackle the fakeness. For example, you really need to know the type of the bird nest. A lot of people who just first jump into the market, in China you have like a 1A, 2A, 6A, even 7A of the bird nest, and they say this is the type of the grade of the bird nest, and you have no idea, and you pay all the money and found out that the bird nest is basically just a marketing gimmick. So what you need to know is there's a lot of type of bird nest. Some of the bird nest is a cup bird nest. Why we call it a cup? Because it looks like a cup. This is the cup bird nest. This is the most expensive one, and one of the type which is more expensive, or the most popular with the highest price. Now another one that I'm going to show you is the cheapest bird nest, cheapest type of the bird nest. What is that? It's a powder. This is called a powder bird nest, and it's the cheapest bird nest out there. So here's what they are going to do. As you can see here, the cup bird nest, if I put it here, let me fix this one. The cup bird nest, I'm not sure if you can read this, is 6.46 gram. So what they're going to do is they're gonna put a water, and they're gonna put the homemade glue. It's not really a glue, it's more like a glue made by the bird nest, and they stick this part into here, as many as possible. So your bird nest will make it look like very fat. And if you're wondering why they are doing this by putting the powder onto the cups, if you read it now, it's 7.46 50, 7.70 now, 7.70 of the gram. So they increase this by more than 1 gram into your bird nest. And as you know that they charge you per gram, so they earn more money by giving you all these powders. This powder is cheap, and they put it here to make it heavier. And imagine if you buy 10 kilo of bird nest, or maybe you can just buy 1 kilo of the bird nest, and they put every single of the powder into the cups, then you're using a lot of money. So how can we find out they're putting this powder or not? First, have a look at the bird nest. If you see there's like a lot of holes, or a few holes, at least 1 or 2 holes, you can't find, like there have to be 1 or 2 holes here, then there's the original one. Because when we clean the bird nest and we try to use this thing to clean up the bird nest, it's definitely will make a hole. Once we dip oil in the water and clean it, definitely the hole is coming out. If the person has no hole, that means they are most likely they're putting all this powder, try to seal it off. You make it looks good. When you look at it, oh, there's no hole, it's perfect. Well, because you're paying more for a less quality, they put this powder into the cup. So pay good attention when you buy a bird nest, and also try to ask why there's no hole, why it looks so perfect, why it looks like not original anymore, not like a natural anymore. The natural will have these holes. Now the third problem that I need to let you know is some people put a chemical thing to clean up the bird nest. So why do they do the chemical? We hear a lot of people put a chemical for the bird nest. What is the purpose? The purpose is when you clean up this bird nest, you're going to spend, for one person, you're going to spend about 1 hour to clean up 1 cup of bird nest, because this bird nest contains a lot of hairs. So when you use the clips to take out all the hair one by one, it's going to take 1 hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour just to clean it per person. If you put in the medicine, what happens is they put the medicine in the water and they dip inside the water for 10 minutes. They will have 20 clean bird nest cup per person. One person just do that. You just think one person to dip down like a 20 or 40 bird nest and clean up in 10 minutes. But for the real bird nest, we wash with the clean water. This is a drinking water. We can even drink it. This is a drinking water. It's a clean water that we use for clean up the bird nest. It will take 1 hour. So they want to save time, and they will clean this bird nest and they give to you. What happened is that chemical thing, it burned the hair out of the bird nest. It burned all the hair out of the bird nest in 10 minutes. And then it's still stuck in the bird nest, the chemical. So when you consume it, what's going to happen is that chemical that burned the hair is going to burn your inner part of the stomach. So you will have the internal bleeding in the stomach, and once you have internal bleeding, you will go to hospital, you will get hospitalized, and at worst it will cause death, because if you have a severe internal bleeding, then even a doctor cannot help you. So be careful. You want to get yourself healthy, you don't want to get yourself poisoned. So how can you identify this? First, if you look at the bird nest, the nature of the bird nest is a yellow color. Yellow and a little bit white color. And you might think, why is it yellow color? But because when you put in the forest, when the bird building up on the wall, it has a humid, so it makes the cup into yellow. The chemical is going to wash out all the yellow into the white color. So if you get a bird nest as white as this color, be very careful. Most likely they put the chemical medicine to wash it out, most likely, because it washes out all the natural color from the bird nest. So that's the first thing. If it's too white, then don't eat it. That's the time when you start to proceed to the second stage of the testing. Second stage is try to smell it. If you can't smell anything, then it might raise another question. But if I can smell it now, I can't tell you how to smell it. But if you smell like this, it will actually smell of the chicken or a bird, because this thing is aviary, so it has some aviary smell. If you doesn't know what's the smell of the chicken or a bird, if you go to the farm and there's a chicken, you definitely can smell the smell of the chicken out of the farm. But if you can't smell it, because most people at the first time they can't smell the bird nest, so we need to extract the smell, so it make more smell to come out so we can smell it, which is go to the next steps. First, prepare an empty box like this. An empty box can be transparent, can be not, and you put a tissue. I put 3 layers of tissues. 3 layers of the tissue inside the box like this, and you dip this cup into the water for 10 seconds. All the cup, the whole cup into the water for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take it out, draw out a little bit, put it here, and you close it. Seal it off, not seal off, but just close it like this, and leave it for half an hour to 45 minutes. Once the half an hour, 45 minutes is finished, once you're gonna open just like this, and you put the nose inside. Oh, I can smell it already actually, because I have a very good sensitive. You can smell the smell of the aviary, the smell of the chicken. It's actually the smell of the bird, because this thing comes from the bird's saliva, so actually you can smell the bird inside this bird nest. So what happens is, if they smell like that, then it's good, it's a bird nest. But if it smells like a gasoline, because sometimes I went to those factories and the people show me how they use the chemical thing, and when I smell it, it really smells like gasoline. So I'm not sure whether they are using gasoline, but it does smell like gasoline, and then you have to just pretty much throw it away and don't go to that person anymore. So imagine that gasoline in your tummy is gonna burn out everything, and especially if it's consumed by a pregnant woman, it will be very bad for the women and the baby inside the tummy. Oh, sorry, I can't really imagine what will happen. That's actually very inhuman that people do that. Actually will just have to go to jail for the rest of their life, or just get a death sentence, because that is very bad criminal when they use the medicine to use into the bird nest. Some people just use a little bit. They say, oh, it's okay, I use a little bit, it doesn't kill the person. Well, it doesn't kill the person at that time, but when you consume like a 6, 7, you consume like 20 of this thing, then one day you will definitely have to go to hospital for internal bleeding. And again, if that happens, even they just slightly put a little bit of the medicine to clean this off, when you smell like this, you can find out straight away, because the absence of the aviary smell tells everything. The aviary smell, when you smell there's nothing, it just cannot. Even they just use a little bit of the chemical, it will just wash away all the smell. So you can't smell it at all. When you smell there's nothing like this, then you can just dump it off. If it doesn't smell anything, maybe leave it for like half an hour. And if half an hour there's still no smell, then that's definitely chemical, and you just have to stay away from it and start to look for a company that has a proper license, because probably with a proper license we don't use a chemical thing, because we are aiming for the long term, and we don't just aim for like a short money and then disappear and make another business. So if you have further question, this is actually very important. Feel free to visit our website at www.NIIndonesia.com, or you can email me personally at jasperbudiono at NIIndonesia.com. Now have a good day. I hope you learned a lot of lessons from today's a very important very important research. So have a good day, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.